This isn't even a joke, what I'm about to say at the top here. I remember when I went through a breakup and you tell a couple people, it's over. What is so wrong with me? Right? And then you call the second person, yeah, it's sad. And you call the third person, yeah, it's sad. And then you start seeing people out and about and they give you that, what happened? Look, and you start going, stop. Nobody asked me about the breakup, please. That is literally what's happening with Trump, where a guy who can usually not talk to the press enough. Every time he leaves for the weekend, he talks to the press. Every time he's walking out from this place to that place, all of the reporters came to the tarmac. You can hear this Fox reporter go, all right, looks like we're going to hear from... Nope, we're not going to hear from President Trump, as all these reporters were waiting, wanting desperately to ask him about he who shall not be named.
Drew's where he is now. He's now going to board Air Force One, fly to his golf club at Bedminster to spend the weekend there. Let's see if the president... No, it doesn't look like he's going to stop and talk to reporters. It looks like he is getting inside his vehicle. Let's see. I don't think we're going to get him to talk to us, unfortunately.
I don't think so either. I'm starting to think that now that he's in the car and the car door is shut, I think you're right. Fox host.
But anyway, he's going to be boarding. It looks like he got inside his vehicle. Maybe they're going to motorcade there rather than fly Air Force One.
Don't ask him about the breakup. You can see here he also, when he was leaving, reporters were, Mr. President, sorry, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Mr. President, did you know about plans to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to face charges? If you can do this now, why didn't you weeks ago when the Supreme Court ordered it?
Have you spoken to Elon Musk?
Now he's clapping for himself. What a day. Big stuff happening. What is he clapping for? Who is he clapping for? And who is he waving at? Thank you. Strong salute. Here it goes. I don't think we're going to get questions from him. But we'll wait. We'll monitor. No, I don't think we're going to get any answers. And yesterday, this is just funny because this is the guy who's always yammering. And now at every event, he's running right off, or now he's running off to golf, which you know he needs. He needs a nice golf session, as his bestie stabbed him in the back.
Thank you very much, media. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, any response to Elon Musk claiming about the Epstein files? Mr. President. Nice to see you.
No questions. As we go through this, I want to talk next about Errol Musk, Elon Musk's dad, and his take on all this. But before playing it, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show. It's obvious that Trump won't answer questions. Elon Musk hasn't made himself available to reporters. He's just speaking on social media. So now we get Elon Musk's dad, his take.
It's been a very eventful 24 hours. First up, what was your immediate reaction when you saw the Twitter exchange last night between your son and the US president?
Well, what's happened is the alphas have sort of I would say the alphas have cleared the opposition. And like most animals, elephant and, the different types of animals, lions and so forth. And
yeah, name a couple more. All right, Errol, what's his name? Errol Musk? Daddy Musk? Why does everyone have to put this in the context of alphas? It's very... we talked about PBD, Benny Johnson, now here, Elon Musk's dad. It's all alpha. Really what's happening here is in nature, you'll have an alpha. But if another alpha, let me think of an animal, an elephant or, what's another animal? Let's say wolves. If you have wolves and you have an alpha wolf and then another alpha comes in, then inevitably what you'll learn if you monitor them is that one of them will accuse the other of being a pedophile. That's just sort of the nature of nature, frankly.
Humans are now looking to take on each other. It seems a bit silly to me, but Elon is concerned about the money that is being given to Dems in order for them to vote for this bill. He feels that's not the right thing to do, to give them into their schemes and their somewhat dishonest schemes, if you ask me. But in order to get the bill...
Well, Elon is almost as good as a communicator as his dad. Mr. Musk, the Republicans aren't trying to get any Democratic votes. What are you talking about? That's why they're doing it through the reconciliation process, because then necessarily they only have to get a majority votes instead of needing the votes from Democrats. Why? Are you even paying attention to this whole situation? This is an inter-Republican clash. So you think Democrats want these huge tax cuts for the rich? You think that's what the dispute is about? He's the kid going up to do a book report and he did not read the book at all. My thought is that when alphas fight each other, then it's really the Democrats' fault.
Pass, they have to meet the Dems' requirements. That's what I understand, and Elon is concerned about that.
No.
Okay. Do you think we've reached a point?
That in due course, he may be held liable for the bill.
Do you think this is a bump in the road, or do you think this is the end of the road for the relationship between your son and Mr. Trump?
Just a bump in the road. It'll fizzle out in a few days. Yeah.
I just want to say, as far as friendships go, as you all know, I work with two excellent gentlemen and other folks. But the two in the room right now, we are also personal friends. If you ever accuse me of being in the Epstein files, it's not a bump. It's not a bad bump. It's over. It's done. We're not friends anymore. If ever you accuse me of that, I love that. It's just a bump. You know how tiffs happen.
You sound confident they're going to be friends again.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Have you spoken to your son?
I haven't spoken to him, but I did send him a message, telling him, make sure this fizzles out now.
What would be a fatherly word of advice to your son at a moment like this?
Well, when people have been through a great deal of stress, as they've been, for months, weeks on end, you can expect this kind of thing. When you're the focus of attention day and night, eventually people reach a point where, they lash out, or if they're tired. I think there's a bit of tiredness here. But I would say that in some ways, it's good that the ordinary person sees that even at the highest levels.
It's a really interesting point there from Errol. Because I remember I used to just be a private person. And then I started doing this show and it felt like I couldn't live a normal life. And as that stress started building, feeling like eyeballs were on me, I just started accusing people of being pedophiles. That was kind of just the way that I would deal with my stress. It was like I could never have a moment alone in the public eye. And so then I just started saying, Jaden, you're in the Epstein files. Like it wasn't true, but it just bubbled over naturally. I love how he's making this. I think they're just both under a lot of stress. What? Did you hear what Elon said? That's not just I'm kind of upset and stressed thing.
People struggle, it's not just in your home with your own family, but at all levels, people struggle to find common ground with each other. And I think that's all we're seeing now. Trump, of course, will prevail because has been voted in by the majority of the people in America. I've just spent 3 weeks in America. The people are, I'd like to say 80%, but actually 100% behind Trump. So,
why do you think your son brought up the Epstein?
What did he just say? I must have misheard him because what I heard was very strange. Let's listen one more time.
We're seeing now. Trump, of course, will prevail because has been voted in by the majority of the people in America. I've just spent 3 weeks in America. The people are, I'd like to say 80%, but actually 100% behind Trump.
Blacks 80%? Is that what he said? Is that what you heard? Very strange. 80% of America are black. He said, what? And they're 100% behind 80% of... When I traveled to America, I learned that 80% of black people are 100% of the time for Trump. I must be mishearing him.
Spent 3 weeks in America. The people are, I'd like to say 80%, but actually 100% behind Trump. So.
Oh, backs. I was going to say, Errol, we don't use that phrase anymore. Backs. 100% backs Trump? Americans? No. What do you... really what the problem is with this bill is that they're trying to win over the Democrats' support with it. No, they're not. Really, the problem is it's two alphas. What? Oh, really, the problem is that Americans 100% support Trump, who has a pretty low approval rating. All right, Errol, you're not really helping us with anything. But then he goes on to say, I don't know what the whole Epstein thing was about.
Why do you think your son brought up the Epstein files at this particular moment? What was his thinking there, do you think?
Well, I have no idea. I don't know what he was thinking. And, I think, people lash out when they under stress. I can only imagine that's just a silly mistake. Besides, this is also nonsense because, let the innocent person cast the first stone, I'd say, Nobody's innocent, of anything, so I don't know what the idea would be.
Wait. Errol, chill. Let the innocent person cast, no one's innocent? I don't understand why my son would say that about Trump because he's in the Epstein files. What is he talking about? Get him off screen. What are we talking about? This is crazy. Some of the takes have been absolutely mind-bending. Nancy Mace, one of our favorites, said, Democrats all of a sudden want to release the Epstein files. Thank you, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Well played, gentlemen. Game, set, match. Nancy. And she pinned that to her profile. She's so proud of it. You really think that's what this is? First of all, have you missed? Is nobody paying attention to anything? Have you missed that Democrats have very much been pointing to this issue? Second of all, the cope is I get trying to spin it, but that sort of post, it's a little too copy. Then she responded to someone saying they've been wanting the release of the Epstein files. She said, if they always wanted to, why Trump and Musk have to step in? Real players get it done. What? But you haven't proven that original premise yet. That's funny. She goes, so what this was obviously was not two unstable people clashing with each other. It was that they were playing Democrats. And so this was game, set, match. This is how they got Democrats to support what they wanted all along. Something that Trump could do by himself anyways, wouldn't need the support of Democrats, so why would that even matter? I don't know, but that's her theory. And then someone goes, wait, but why would that make sense? Because your premise isn't correct. She goes, no, but it's correct because of my premise. But you didn't prove your premise. Then another MAGA account responds to Democrats saying, kill the bill and release the Epstein files, and said, took the bait. Y'all, I'm rooting for you. I want the best for you, but that's cringy. Then another thing that keeps happening is people will post fake screenshots of stuff Trump has said, and then people just completely believe that it's the case. So Trump didn't post, but someone edited it to make it look like he posted. That totally was a Nazi salute that Elon did, by the way. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it. And someone said, haha, this one is actually funny. And then a lot of people take it seriously. I saw people being misled by one where Elon was posting Trump's a pedophile, like actually that phrase when he didn't say that phrase, but that's kind of what's alluded to in the Epstein file thing. And that was bogus and people were running with it. And then I saw one from Trump saying Elon is a drug addicted, bladder problem person or something, something like that. And people thought it was real. So be careful out there, because if you do see something bombastic from Elon or Trump and it's just a screenshot and you're thinking, no way they said that. I would have thought that about the original Elon posts, by the way. So a lot of them will be true, but some of them could be completely wrong. And so you can just go check their feed to make sure you're not falling for something. Tell me your thoughts in the comments.